Season's greetings to our friends and family. Welcome back to A Tribe Called Dhillon podcast. I'm Angie Dhillon.
And I'm Rose Dhillon.
And I'm Alvin Dhillon.
Hope you had a great week. It is a month of December. It is a magical time. It's the holidays, and hope you are having a great time, whether you're baking or shopping or checking that checklist off and you've bought someone a gift. We hope that the holidays are treating you right. If you are watching our channel and viewing our channel and you have not subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button so that we can grow together. And maybe one year we'll do a big Christmas party and we'll celebrate together. Let's go over to win of the week. Alvin, to you.
Alrighty. I actually got a cool work-related win, which I think some people actually might enjoy. So I'm sure everyone that works uses Outlook as their standard email app. So I was just curious because I'm like, okay, I always like to kind of improve on certain things. And I was thinking to myself one day, I was kind of bored. I was like, let me go on YouTube and start looking at like ways to make my productivity a little better. And then I'm thinking in my head, I was like, I always use Outlook. I was like, I got to figure out a way to use Outlook a little bit more efficiently. So I always found, which is a common problem to other people are probably dealing with this, when you're typing up a full email, you're gonna need to put an attachment in there. So when you're usually typing it up, what I do is I delete the people that's going to first. So I don't actually hit send.
Yep.
So first I type it up, go through everything. And usually at the end, I'll put the attachments in case you make sure you add the wrong one. So there's been so many times where I'll put up the email, okay, got everything right, put in the people in there, and I'll hit send. And then like a minute or two later, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to add the attachment. But its email's already gone. So now you got to go take the email, copy it, paste it, and add the attachment and send it again and say, sorry, forgot to add attachment. And then that was the norm. I don't know why I didn't think anything beyond that. And something came on my YouTube after searching it, and it said, this should be used by everybody. Add a 5-minute delay on every single email that gets sent out. It's just a rule that you have to create. So it'll sit in your outbox for up to 5 minutes and then it'll get sent out. So I applied that rule and it already came in like handy about 2 days later where I was like, oh crap, forgot to add the attachment again. I was like, oh wait, it's in my outbox. So I went and quickly grabbed it in my outbox, added the attachment, sent it, one email, and I eliminated so many problems. So I was like, this is a cool hack. I need to share this one.
Yeah, that's a great hack.
Yeah.
So how does somebody go and create this?
So just if you go on YouTube, just type in how to do a 5-minute or any time. You can change the time. It's up to you how to add a delay to all emails outgoing. It's a rule. So every email will get sent out, and it takes you like literally like 1 minute to do that. And it's awesome. It's already saved me like so much headache of fixing a mistake. And I've seen other people when they send out things and they'll say, sorry, forgot to add attachment. I'm thinking, I was like, you need to have that rule on it. So I actually told a couple of coworkers about it. They're like, yeah, some of them do have it, some of them don't. Well, it's cool. I like it.
That's amazing. You know what I do with mine is every single email that I send out, because I work very closely with the leadership team and I will always want to make sure that I double, triple check everything. I send the email to myself. So what I always do is in the header, I remove everybody and I just email it to myself. I put everything that I want to do and I always walk away. So once I've done the email, I walk away for 5 minutes and I come back and look, I'm like, oh, I should do this. So then it gives me the opportunity for me to go correct it and then I send it out to everyone. So that's something that I
from
just
an IT guy, I'm like quick, efficient. I don't want to do the same thing again. I look at it, boom. Even if I was like, send it off. Because you know the things keep rolling. I don't have time to go back and do this and do that again.
As a project manager, I'm sending emails all day, so I can't.
That's why the delay is kind of just like a fail safe, because you know that when you're doing so many, you're going to send off sometimes too quickly. You forgot to add something, or maybe there's a mistake. That 5 minutes is enough time for you to go back in there. You can make it 10 minutes, but sometimes if you can see in emails where there are tight timelines and need information right away, that 10 minutes might have been like a delay too long. So 5 minutes, I think, is perfect.
Well, thank you for that Outlook hack, Al.
Thank you, Microsoft.
You're welcome. And Rose, your win.
I have 2 wins, actually. So my first win is I discovered this 3-part documentary on Netflix. I don't know the name, so you're just going to have to Google that part or go on Netflix. But it's about the GameStop. I don't know if a lot of you will know this, but during the pandemic, there was a stock that retail investors had figured out had been shorted. And I don't want to get into the details. I don't know how the shorts and stops and squeezes work, but essentially retail investors kind of went after like the big hedge funds. It was a fascinating documentary kind of explaining the people who, the key players involved, how they came up with this plan. And what was really cool was like, in the end, they were like, they're going to come back. They're going to come up with another plan to kind of go after these guys. So I'm like, I want to be a part of this. It sounds like fun. And it was a really, really interesting documentary that I would highly recommend checking out. just to kind of give you an insight if you weren't sure about how that all happened. Because I remember listening to the GameStop and AMC, and I wasn't someone who invested in either one of those, but I was like, what's going on here? It kind of helps you understand what happened there. And my second win was I listened to a really, really great podcast. It was an interview with Elon Musk and Lex Friedman. It was just a great, almost 3 hours. So it took me a couple of days. But it was really cool because Elon Musk said, curiosity is my philosophy. And I resonated so much with that because that's kind of how I've always been and how I approach life is I'm very curious and I always want to know things and I want to kind of keep unlayering and unlayering. And so that was a really cool, interesting conversation if anyone's interested in kind of getting a mind-bending conversation if you want to hear.
Nice.
Thank you.
Good for you. I have a fascinating win. And like Al and I have said in the past, Al, sometimes you just have to toot your own horn. Toot, toot. So today's one of those episodes where I am going to toot my own horn. If you don't mind that I do. Okay, so you are now officially listening to and watching an award-winning communications award-winning writer.
Whoa.
Woo! We got a writer in the house.
Yeah,
y'all.
I am a award-winning culture specialist, and now I can add to my bag an award-winning communications specialist in the form of a writing. I am the editor of our internal newsletter that goes out to all of our employees. We have just under 1,000 employees in my organization, and just earlier this year, we wanted to have some engagement pieces, and we just came up with a way. We said, hey, let's try out a newsletter. Let's see where this goes. So we do it on a quarterly basis. And this was our first year doing it. We have 3 editions in. And I said, you know what? Why don't I submit this for an award? And let's just see, if it wins. There's no harm in trying. Mm-hmm. And so the newsletter that I'm the editor of, I work with a lot of my other talented colleagues. We won the ACI and North America Marketing and Communications Award for Best Newsletter. Mm-hmm. And ACI is an aviation term. So it stands for Airport Councils International. Mm-hmm. And NA is the North America, and we won the Marketing and Communications Award for Best Newsletter. So
that's a big win. That's a big
great,
win.
man. Big job. We'll make sure we put some fireworks on here.
Thank you.
I'll put some claps on there.
Thank you. I'm very excited. And this, 5 years ago, I don't think I would have appreciated this award as much because I have always been very hard on myself. Mm-hmm. I do something and I get an accolade or a recognition. I'm like, on to the next. Now, what else can I do? And I'm constantly I have been in that mindset where I don't pause. I don't stop. I don't reflect. And my friend Shiv sent me a really amazing message and said, I know you're probably thinking of the next thing that you're going to go and tackle, but I want you to just stop and reflect on your journey from where you were 3 years ago in the organization. It was a difficult time, challenging time for all employees, to what you've done, from a cultural lens and from a just an individual human lens for your colleagues, and look at where you are today. And I sat back. I'm like, I am that ambassador for my colleagues, ambassador for employees, and every organization needs to have somebody like that. So I am so proud that I have amazing colleagues that make me want to be their leader and their ambassador and stand up for them and say, let's do what's right. So that's what I'm most proud of. That, I don't know where our journey is going to be going on our podcast, but I just want, a lot of times it could just be something small, like doing an ice cream day and just appreciating your colleagues and your employees that are ultimately the greatest asset for any organization. So that's my win.
Take care of your people, and your people will take care of your business.
Yeah. And you know what? When you do these little things, you'll see the pride and the passion. And when you have employees that are passionate about their work, I'll tell you right now, they are your ride or die employees. Yeah. Like they are, loyalty. They're going to be ethical and they're going to do the right thing, and they're purpose driven. And these are all the things that we want as human beings, and we want to bring those values into a workplace culture. So for me to be creating a culture and being recognized for having an inspiring culture, whether it's in the form of a newsletter or a culture award, but these are things that are near and dear to my heart that is part of my DNA. So for me to do these things for colleagues, to me, I take it I guess I don't realize that some people would not do this in the role, but to me, it comes very naturally because that's the type of person I am. I will cheerlead for you. I will root for you. Your success is my success. So I'm just, wow, like I'm so excited. Like I'm bragging about myself. This is weird.
No, but you are walking, talking culture. I've learned a lot. Like I said in the last episode, I learned a lot about how to, and because of you, I got me on Simon Sinek and reading more leadership books. So I'm like, I want to be more like that in my workplace. So you motivated me to pick up $1 Trillion Coach, which is a great book, to start thinking about how to be a leader. I've
seen her at work. She has a beyond like a work coworker connection with her coworkers. It's a very unique connection. It's really cool. I'm proud to see that too.
Thank you, Al. Thank you. You know, we hug at work. We cry, we work hard, we play hard, we cry even harder sometimes, but the essence is we're family. We spend so much time with one another. If anything, we probably spend more time at work than we do at home. And to build those connections with your colleagues. And I'm so lucky that I have those kinds of colleagues because truly they make me want to be their trailblazer and their cheerleader. So very, very happy about that. Rose, I think what you said something right now about leadership and all that, that's a big thing because I can tell you right now in an organization, it only takes one person that can start changing the dynamic. And when that person's energy is contagious and magnetic, like I like to think I'm an influencer at work, people will listen. Leadership will really listen to you because it's buy-in. They're like, wait a minute, colleagues like her, there's something special about this person here. And, you know, she's speaking from her heart and that has to change. We have to look at culture very differently. And for me, I'm going to just coin this term and throw it out there. I love the term leader. I have never liked the term director or managers. I honestly think we have to bring that sports mentality into corporate culture. And I want to have a coach. I want my manager to be called a coach because I don't need anybody managing me. I don't need someone to micromanage, tell me what to do. I need a coach. I need someone to elevate, motivate, inspire me, tell me, hey, we got this project to do. We're going to break it down like this. You're going to be my MVP. You're my quarterback here. I'm going to throw it wide to you on the receiving end and you're going to score that touchdown or all of us are going to score that touchdown. And, you know, midway, we got 4 tries to make it. You know, otherwise we're going to do a 3-point kick. That's how it should be. Why do you think some of the greatest sports athletes are some of the greatest sportsmanships out there? And they go and talk about this type of mindset. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes of all time, GOAT, MVP, he had a coach. So I want to bring that philosophy into the workplace culture. I want a coach.
100%.
Well, no, when you say Michael Jordan had a coach, he also had a life coach. It wasn't just a sports coach, he had a life coach. So he understood the value of that. I need someone to also keep pushing me in the right direction because like you're saying, you need a coach at work. You don't always need a manager to just tell you what you need to be done. This is the objective. And if they empower you, they make you feel good, you will naturally say, I have the drive and I believe myself to go figure this out. And you'll go figure it out.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when we're growing up and we go from kindergarten to grade 12, I like to say our teachers are our coaches in essence. They're just called teachers because they coach us and they find the students and, hey, this is your strength. This is what you're good at. So teachers play such a pivotal role in shaping our identity and who we're going to be. And one teacher can make or break who you're going to be. And they're in essence coaches. So now when we go into the workplace culture, why should that coaching mentality and mindset just be lost after we graduate? Why can't it continue on into a corporate organization? And we have coaches.
And I think, unfortunately, that term manager gives a lot of people a little ego boost or they start power tripping because I've seen micromanage. And when I look at people micromanaging, I just think of you clearly don't have enough work to do. Then if you're wasting your time micromanaging me because I understand the work that needs to be done. And sometimes if you think you're micromanaging somebody, then maybe that's not the right employer. You haven't hired the right person because nobody should be being micromanaged. There's a task. There's a time you need to complete it. Be on your way.
Get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we started going on this. We've made this into a
whole episode of leadership.
We have to do a whole corporate culture episode. Okay, my apologies. We kind of went a little bit longer. I want to try and make our intro tighter. But today, super, super excited. The tribe we're talking about, it's the month of December. It's going to be all seasonal stuff that we're talking about. Everything, our love of the holidays, our love of the month of December, our love of food, baked treats, you name it. Today's episode is favorite holiday movies and Christmas songs. And to start it off, and to get everybody in the mood, I'm going to do it.
You're going to start? Good, start.
I'm going to play one of my favorite Christmas songs. And I think it's the number one song, I think, just in general in December. Okay. And y'all might recognize. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm so excited. Oh, here we go. Wait for the intro.
Christmas. There is
There's just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents.
It's definitely gotta be the women's number one song because it's definitely not the men's number one song.
Yeah.
I like Jingle Bell Rock.
Is this the number
I
one
love
song
this
played?
song. I think Al's right. Every girl hears this song.
Guys don't connect with it.
Wait till the intro. Here we go. The hook, Rose.
Let's do it.
I want
For Christmas
is you. Jing, here we go. Come on, Al.
Just join in.
All I want on my for Christmas. There is just one thing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go, everybody. So just to let you know, that is the most played song during the holidays.
I believe it. It's a great song. Mariah Carey killed it.
All I want for
Curious
Christmas.
how the royalty she must receive
I
with just that song every
she
year.
probably just live off the royalties.
That's a badass song. And I like how we all get into like, you, like I can
know.
sing.
Mostly
I can't
you
sing.
guys, not me.
Al knows what he's
I
good
don't even
at.
like that song because Mariah Carey's like I don't connect with it. I like the standard Jingle Bell Rock
Well,
song.
do you know that is a real song? Like, I guess she had broken up with a boyfriend before and during the holidays, and then she wrote that song for him.
And it's a hit. You take your pain and you make a hit, like Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get into this. Everybody, we're all going to talk about this one, but what is our all-time favorite holiday movie?
Should we do it all at the same
Let's
time?
do it
Because
all
we
at the same
only have one that we all agree
And we
with.
all watch it every year, and we have probably for the last, 10 years, and we all
20 years, I'd say.
sit down with our parents, and we watch it. Ready on the count of three, we're going to say it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
A Night at the Roxbury.
It's not A Night at the Roxbury.
That's not a Christmas movie.
Yes.
My
You and your
Christmas
cousin Rob watched that. Or Rob watched
That's
that.
not a holiday movie.
It's my favorite holiday movie.
No,
Okay, let's try it
We're
again.
going to do
try
it
it
again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Home
Alone.
1 and 2. Mostly 2.
Macaulay
1 and 2,
Culkin.
both were great.
How old was Macaulay Culkin when he did Home
Probably
Alone?
like 9. Maybe?
Oh my God. He's the cutest.
Yeah.
His acting, everything, he
it's
nailed
such
it.
a go-to like classic movie. I have to watch it every year.
Yep.
How did we start watching Home Alone? Because we're not into those Hallmark movies
Because
that
we
they
grew
do.
up at the same
like
time.
Hallmark
It came around when we were in that 10, 12 range or so.
Plus, Dad really likes it. Because Dad gets a kick out of it, we made it an annual tradition to always play it because Dad loves that movie.
It was a
It's the only
classic.
American
It was
film that
also
we can all
everyone's
watch.
classic out there.
Yep.
That's like a go-to family classic movie. Until then, like there hasn't been that many great Christmas movies that come out. But what's cool is that I saw Macaulay Culkin. I think it was on Joe Rogan interview maybe a year or two ago, and they were asking him like what does he do for work and whatnot, and he said that the one smart decision that I guess his parents made when they were making that movie, because they didn't have a big budget back in the day to pay them and whatnot. So they paid him a very little amount, but they gave him a stake in the movie. So he owns, he has a ownership of that movie. So basically in perpetuity. So basically they didn't realize that it would become such a big hit. And he's like, I can comfortably live off the royalties I get every year from that. I think it's probably in the millions that he gets. He's like, I don't have to work and whatnot. So I was like, that's a smart decision that they made because back then most people would take the big payday up front and then not have any ownership in the movie.
Mm-hmm. I always find that movie every December is always looping and running around, running on the TV channels all the time. But what do you think, Nate? What do you think it is? Why do you think that movie's so special?
For me, I'd say there's two reasons. One, again, saying Dad likes it. Al was really young. Remember, Al's younger than us, so he really enjoyed it. Al would always go into the mirror and be like, do that scene that he would do when he put the aftershave on.
I get it because the aftershave that Dad used to use back then was called Brute. And if you actually shave your because Dad had got one time he's shaved it and I put it on and it burned like hell. So then I was like, oh my God, this is real. Why he's screaming because I literally was like, oh my God, this hurts a lot, and it burned for about 10 seconds. But I just enjoying that. I just thought that whatever he's doing, I was like, oh, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
But then you find out as you get older, that's not possible for a kid to do all those things. You can't even pick up a 2x4 or a 2x10. So how is that possible?
I took a shower washing every body part with actual soap, including all my major crevices, including in between my toes and in my belly button, which I never did before but sort of enjoyed. I washed my hair with the Don't Formula shampoo and used cream rinse for that just wash shine. I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
What was do you have a favorite scene from that movie, Rose?
Yeah, God, both part 1 and part 2, there's so many scenes that you're like, this kid is so smart. But I just love him because he's combing his hair in the mirror and he's talking to himself. I do this, and then when he does the hand and he screams, it was just my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I had two scenes that were touching, and I'm hopefully it's all in Home Alone 1 because I'm kind of forgetting whether it was in Home Alone 2. But the 2 scenes I like is with the pigeon lady. She looked like she was in Home Alone,
yeah,
right? And it was so touching just to see the connection because a lot of times kids are scared to have that contact with people or speak to them, right?
Yep.
And so the pigeon lady, even though she looked a little scary, but it's just that once he got to know her. And the other scene is the gentleman that was looked scary. What was he? Was he feeding pigeons or not pigeons?
It was a lady.
That was a lady, but who was the guy? Remember, there's another guy that looked scary. He turned around.
Oh,
and that was the first one.
Yeah, he was like
the neighbor, the old
the
man.
first one was the neighbor, the guy who was shoveling, or you're talking
Yeah.
about when he was in New York with the taxi driver. When he turned around, he's like, oh, it's scary out there, and he turns around, he's like, it's not any better in here, kid. And the guy looks like super
that's
scary.
What it was.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. They're just trying to portray that here's a kid that's lost here, but you know what? Everyone needs a little bit of love, and everybody needs some sort of comfort during that holidays, right? So those were touching scenes for me.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the part when he's sitting in, just gets off the plane, he's looking for his dad. And he looks over and he goes, asks the lady, he's like, where are we? She's like, this is New York City. And then he sits down and he says, I'm in New York City and my family's in Florida, wherever they're supposed to be. He's like, and he says, I'm in New York City and I'm all alone. And then he gives like that wink and it shows him going cruising down the street. He has his dad's credit card and he's taking the limo and he checks into the hotel and how he convinces them to that his dad would be checking for him. And after I saw that Talk Boy, I was obsessed for that. And it took me years before it came on the market. I bought it and I used to use it all the time. And you talk into it and you slow it down and you play it back. I use that thing all the time. But the fact that how he was able to check in and sell the story of he's like, I'm 9 years old. Why would I be traveling without my dad? And they believed him and the stuff that he got himself into. And I would think to myself, that's what I would do if I had a credit card and I was at that age. I don't want to do whatever I want because there's no rules.
Yeah.
And when I saw him taking the limo and where does he want to go? I want a cheese pizza and I want to go to the biggest toy store they have. And Duncan's Toy Chest. I always said I'm going to go to New York and look for that store, and I find out that it wasn't actually existed. But the store was so cool.
The other see when we start talking about this and you start remembering scenes from the movie.
I
loved that.
The other scene that I really, really loved is that once one of the concierge start I guess tailing him, start to realize, wait, something's up with this kid here. And I love the scene where he's in the bathroom and he's like, get out of here, you filthy animal.
He replayed the other one. And I love the part where he has the butler next to him and he's pulling out he's pouring ice cream bowls for him and he's like 2 scoops, sir. He's like, 2, make it 3. I'm not driving. Yeah. And I use that line with everything I do.
That was such a clever movie, right?
Such a clever. The writers, the directors, the producers, absolute genius. If you really think about that,
that's such a magical movie.
Yeah.
And do you think that can happen? If you have that many people in a house, do you think someone's gonna get left out?
Yeah,
do you,
for sure.
Do you think that's really
there's
happened?
15 people in the house.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. If you think about our family and our extended, we were all to go to vacation together. We're 65, just us
at a family party. You leave. You're like, oh no, we forgot that person.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if that's ever happened to us. If we've ever
I know
forgotten.
people that when they've gone places and they left their kid in the car and they forgot about him because they're so busy with everything and they realize 2 hours later.
Do we have any other holiday movie that we just love that's near and dear to us?
I'm gonna let him answer because there's one movie he plays every year and I'm like, I try watching, it's not
Elf.
that. Yeah.
It's I love Will Ferrell. Even I say it's not the funniest one, but it's funny and it's enjoy it.
Weird. It's a grown man acting like I'm just when I watch it, I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. And Al loves that one.
I'm a big Will Ferrell fan.
Al is a big Will
He can
Ferrell
do no
fan.
wrong.
What's your favorite scene in that movie? Because you watch that one all the time. What is your favorite scene in that movie?
Trying to think because I only watched a little bit of it 2 weeks ago.
He thinks
I try to take a break sometimes. I don't try watching it every year.
I think I know why Al likes Will Ferrell a lot because a lot of the movies that Will Ferrell plays, he plays a man-child, and Al can relate to that.
That's exactly it. Yes,
okay.
That's what I want to be when I grow up.
And Al said that on a
and Uncle was a lot like that too, man-child. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. The legacy continues.
I think I
on.
was at a doctor's office or somewhere, but that movie was playing on the screen,
Like,
and
who
I was
wants
watching it. And I was like,
responsibilities? Like, who really wants responsibility?
No.
We just want financial comfortability, and that's about it.
financial freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into songs. So that's our favorite holiday movies. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I do occasionally watch sometimes the Hallmark movies that come on. I just find them so cheesy.
That's why I like it. That's why I
sometimes.
like it. I'm a true, remember, like you said, you're a hopeless romantic. I'm also in it my own strange way. So I love those Hallmark movies because they're like, this could happen. You never know. You could meet someone just, picking up a Christmas tree. And now we don't because we do it online. But
I like in the Hallmark movies, they always magnify and make the wink when they do a wink. It's like, dang, like the possibility.
Yeah.
But I just love when I watch the movies. Everything looks so magical. You're like, wow, the
Exactly.
snow looks amazing. Like, I want to be there. And we get snow and we go out to, like, even if you want to go skiing or go somewhere, you get out there within 10 minutes, you're like, dude, this is way too cold, man. Like, I want to go back inside when the heat is in front of the fire and just watch the snow fall and pretend like I'm going there and skiing because it's just too damn cold to go
Oh,
out
and
there.
another thing that I love during the holidays is I don't know why I like the fire. What is it? The fireplace channel.
Yeah, I leave that out too sometimes.
channel.
I don't know why I like that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because my actual fireplace in my house doesn't work or I need to get the gas set up. But I don't know why. Just something soothing about the fireplace channel. And why is it? Is it the crinkling and the popping sound that it makes?
Yeah, sometimes I watch the Santa's channel where they just like they have the countdown to Santa.
Oh, really?
They have a channel. It's like, oh, it looks like really Christmassy and it looks cool. And they're like, it basically looks like a camera that's posted outside the North Pole, but it looks like a mini city.
Wait, say it again, Elle. What channel do you like to watch?
The one that's like a bit the countdown to Santa.
Once again, man-child. Do you see?
Well, actually, funny thing is
Unfortunately,
yesterday.
though, at my age, Santa's not bringing me any gifts anymore. Santa's making me go back to work a few days later.
Well, funny thing is, yesterday we were at the mall and we were walking around. It was so nice and decorated, the Christmas, and we were walking around. And I saw the Santa and the kids sitting on it. And I was like, I want to go sit on Santa's lap too.
We should.
Yeah,
We should do it. I want to
why
make
do
a
we
wish.
have
You
to
never
live-
know.
We're just big kids in adult costumes.
Pretty
like I
much.
said.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into some of the songs. So we've already for the Mariah Carey song that gets me going. There's another song that I just love. Is it Louis Armstrong? What a Wonderful World.
That's not a Christmas song, though.
Well, to me, they do play it during the holidays. But what's the other one? Who sings this one?
It's the most wonderful.
Is that Frank
time of the year.
Sinatra?
No, it's not. That's what everyone thinks it is, but it's actually not Frank Sinatra.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's just I don't know the voice.
Yeah, I don't know the voice.
name.
I played it earlier today.
I was playing this earlier.
Yeah.
I know that Jingle Bell Rock. I think
That's
Chris Helms,
great. That one's a
sings that
great
one.
song. All the stuff they played in Home Alone became my favorite Christmas songs.
It was like the perfect song that they use in every moment.
Yep.
It was awesome.
And actually, and while Angie's looking for that, my other favorite song is the one by Madonna. Because I did that in elementary school. I performed at the Christmas Carol and I pretended to be Madonna. Remember the song that I did when it was, what was
Santa
the song?
Baby?
Santa Baby. That was it.
Yeah.
Santa Baby.
Wasn't Santa Baby Mariah Carey?
No, it was Madonna.
Oh, was it? Okay. Found it.
Okay.
Let's see if this is the original version.
Yeah.
This is it.
Love that. And this always reminds me of Home Alone when he's about.
It's the most wonderful
time of love.
He's in the toy store here too, and he's cruising around.
Oh, yeah. I love this song.
Okay, do you know who sings this song? Someone by the name of Andy Williams.
Oh.
Way to go, Andy.
Way to go, Andy. That's a great song.
Good job.
Great song. Okay, so that's one of the songs that I love. And what is it about? Oh, let me get back to what is it about the songs that we love? Why do we like these songs?
I think it has to do with nostalgia.
Yep.
It brings you back to the times when you were a child and having a great time. That it just sparks that memory again. That's what it does for me. Because now it's like holiday times are still great, but you don't have that feeling when you were a kid because we have responsibilities now.
Yep.
So you won't go back to that like, all I'm gonna do now is think about what I want for Christmas and write my list down, whether I get them or not. But you were just caught up in the whole spirit of Christmas.
Yep.
So it brings back that memory of when you were a child and good times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just jump on what Alice said, exactly that, the nostalgia aspect. When I self-reflect, I'm like, why do I like that song? Oh, yeah. I was always back to my childhood. Like, yep.
I have a question for you guys. What age or what was the time when you realized Santa Claus wasn't real?
I had a classmate, I think when I was in grade 5, tell me. I'm not going to say his last name.
Chooch.
Yeah, I know his name till this day because he ruined it for me. Her first name started with Eric, but he was like, I don't believe his family celebrated Christmas, so he just went and ruined it for everyone. He's like, Santa's not real, and I was already thinking, yeah, because everything that I asked for, I never get. And of course, as we know, our parents, didn't have a lot of money then. So a lot of the things that I was asking for were obviously out of their price range. But I was like, yeah, I think you're right. I never get the gifts that I want.
Yeah. And then guess what she did? She ruined it for her sister, who's 5 years younger than her. Like, could have left it for me to have, but she's like, Dad eats those cookies. I'm like, what?
I forgot I did that.
I remember you just saying something like Santa Claus is not real, and because I don't care to believe other people. I'm just like, yeah, they have no idea. I'm like, I seem to get the gifts I want, but it wasn't always as I got a little older and I started asking for other more extravagant things, and they weren't happening. Or sometimes what I would do is, as a kid, I would try to wake up in the middle of the night to see if I could see Santa Claus coming, and then in my head I started thinking about, I was like, how is he gonna fit down this thing? How is he going to do this? How is he going to work that? But when I watched the movie The Santa Claus, that's when I was like, oh, this is how he does it. It just magically expands and it goes right back into the same thing. But then after a while, I realized again, it's not
actually,
happening.
I'll have a memory of that. I think I was probably maybe about 11 years old and you were about 5, and you were asking Dad that. And Dad, you asked Dad to explain how he came down. And I was like, good luck with that one. I don't know what Dad told you, but you bought whatever he told you.
Look at Allie trying to find the logistics and the mechanics already.
Yeah. I want to follow
the
the supply chain.
He's asking all these supply chain logistical questions here.
I was like, I want to see how this works out.
Yeah.
You're pretty smart for a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's another movie that you just got me, that Tim Allen that he
Claus.
plays
Yeah.
the Santa.
I
That's a
love
good
that
one
movie.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did
Now,
good.
before we close off, we know that this is a time right now, parents go overboard. We have an abundance of everything. How do we help our viewers that have children, help them instill these the family time, the experience, and not so much about the gifts, that it's about creating memories. So what would you say? What recommendation do you have, Elle?
Well, it's when you're a child, it's hard for them to understand, but I would have to say, if I had a child, I would kind of make him understand the sense, okay, you're asking for all these gifts. I would sit down with him and go through it like we're going through it, or his finances. It's like, so this costs this much. Now, Daddy makes $30 an hour. So how many hours do you have to work to get that gift?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So now if he still doesn't understand, like, okay, so we're going to give you a bunch of tasks for this week. You have chores, you get these chores. And because you're a minor, we're going to pay you $5 to $7 an hour like they do in other countries of the world, which is even still reaching with that. And then we're going to see how much you save up in a week. And then whatever you save up with, all match time, we'll say, well, we can buy one of your gifts. And then you'll be able to see, oh, wow, I have to work like a dog to get this $100 or $200. And then we'll maybe help them realize that.
That's a great tip. Rose, what about you?
Yeah. I think what I would do if I had a child right now is probably take them to some kind of a shelter care or some kind of a place where you can volunteer and just let them understand. Because they're at that age where they can be moldable and understand that, yeah, you have the luxury of getting some of the things, but not everyone has that luxury. So we're helping them realize at that young age of like going and spending time in service is really what Christmas is all about, is what can we do to give back, and how can we help our fellow, colleagues or
Our
community grow and all enjoy the holidays. Like we have the privilege to enjoying the holidays.
You and I actually volunteered one year.
Yeah, we did.
We volunteered at a shelter.
Yep.
For about a couple hours,
Yep.
and that was very.
We've done it a few times.
We've done it a few times, and that was very rewarding for us because it keeps you humble and it makes you appreciate what you have.
Really does. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think for me, the best piece of advice that I can give, it's about family time. Everybody, you schedule and get all your calendars together, and you say during this time on a Saturday at 7 p.m. It doesn't matter how many invitations to a party we get. It's family time. We're going to watch a movie with the kids and get the popcorn out,
Yep.
make some baked treats, order some food. But you know what? I'll tell you right now, when your kids get older, that's what they're going to remember, because we are those kids now that remember those memories with our parents.
Yeah, you're right. And if they didn't do that, we wouldn't have this connection with our cousins. We would be like a once or twice a year thing. We would see each other, but they create so many memories with children that we want to continue that, and we just have that natural bond. When you speak to someone, you're like, remember when we were like at 10 and we did this, we did that? You wouldn't have had those memories if the parents didn't like make it a point to say we need to keep everybody close.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I agree. So with that said, we just want to say to everybody, to all of our valued friends and family that continue to watch and support us every week and tune into our episodes, we are so grateful. We want to wish you an amazing holiday season. Happy holidays to everybody from your favorite trio siblings, the Tribe. Please think about your win. Please subscribe. We are so looking forward to 2024, where we're going to crush it. So ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everyone.
Take care.
And the best gift you could give us is hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button.
Yes.
Thank you again. Happy holidays.